So students, today we are going to discuss lecture number 4 of the third unit of environmental studies and water quality. Basically, in the previous lectures we saw the different sources of water supply, intake structures, pumps, water distribution systems, population prediction methods, water demand. Now in this last lecture of this unit, we will see the different water quality parameters. What are those parameters on the basis of which we say that a particular water sample is potable, a particular water sample is worth drinking. So first of all, these water quality parameters or the parameters on the basis of which we judge that a particular water sample is worth drinking. So these are categorized into three categories: physical water quality parameters, chemical water quality parameters, and biological water quality parameters. Physical water quality parameters are those which can be seen by means of naked eyes. For example, if someone provides a colored water, then that color in the water can be seen with naked eyes. So that color, that is a physical water quality parameter. So similarly, there are many more. In contrast to this, if we see the chemical water quality parameters, for example pH, alkalinity, these cannot be seen with naked eyes. Unless and until we perform some chemical tests, we cannot judge what is the water quality. Similarly, the biological factors. So in the physical water quality parameters, first of all, number one is suspended solids. What are suspended solids? There are two types of solids present in water. Either the solids may be dissolved in water or they may be suspended in water. That means those things, those solids which are immiscible with water. Now these things may be immiscible liquids, for example petrol, diesel, kerosene, etc. Or they may be organic particles, for example plant fibers, bacteria, algae, or they may be inorganic material, clay, silt, etc. Okay. Now these suspended solids are removed from water by means of filtration. Simply we use filter papers in filtration method to remove these solids. Now here is an example to make it more clear. A filterable residue analysis is run on a sample of water as follows. Prior to filtering, the crucible and filterable pad are kept overnight in the drying oven. Cooled, and the dry mass or tear mass of the pair determined to be 54.352 gram. Okay. So prior to filtering, the crucible and filterable pad, they both together weigh as 54.352. That means total weight of the container, crucible, and the material, that is 54.352. It is dried in the oven at 104 degrees Celsius, and then a constant mass of 54.389 gram is reached. Okay. So finally, after drying, this is the constant mass which is achieved. Now determine the suspended solid concentration of the sample. So total mass is 54.389. If we subtract it with the tear mass means that means the total mass The total mass is 54.352. If we subtract it with the mass obtained after drying in oven, that is 54.389. So if we subtract this, we will get the mass of solids. Okay, we can obtain mass of solids by subtracting the total mass minus mass after heating in oven. Now this is in milligram. Mass is obtained, we have to convert in concentration, so we will divide it by volume. So 37 upon 250, because 250 ml is the sample, 250 ml of the sample is drawn, so we will take 250 here. For converting into liter, we will multiply it with 1000. Now second physical water quality parameter is turbidity. Turbidity is the extent to which light is either absorbed or scattered by suspended materials in water. Due to suspended matter in water, the water does not remain transparent, but it appears to be opaque, or there is some milky coloration. A type of milky color is there in water. So that is due to turbidity. So that turbidity is due to the clay, silt, rock fragments, vegetable fibers, microbes, etc. present in water. It is obtained photometrically by determining the percentage of light of a given intensity. So 1 Jackson turbidity unit is equal to the turbidity produced by 1 milligram silica in 1 liter of distilled water. Now next parameter is color. We all know that pure water or drinkable water is colorless. If color is present in water, then that is undesirable. This color basically comes due to the suspended or dissolved solids in water. And this is mostly due to the industrial waste from textiles, due to the dead organic matter present in water. So we use color comparison tubes containing a series of standards for direct comparison of water samples, and the unit used is true color unit. True color unit is equivalent to the color produced by 1 milligram per liter of platinum in the form of chloroplatinate ions. Next one is taste and odor. Pure water or drinkable water is tasteless and odorless. If there is some taste in water, if there is some odor in water, then that is undesirable. So we need to measure taste as well as odor in water. That is done by means of gas and liquid chromatography. Gas and liquid chromatography is used. Another test is the test for threshold odor number. For determining the odor in water, we use threshold odor number. In this test, human sense of taste and smell is used. This threshold odor number is calculated as A plus B by A. So what is this A plus B by A? A is the volume of odorous water, that means the sample which we have taken, and B is the volume of odor free water, that is pure water. Now these two are mixed to produce 200 ml mixture. So maximum value of this TON, threshold odor number, is 3 as determined by Public Health Service. Then temperature. A high temperature water is undesirable because high temperature increases the metabolic activities. If the temperature increases by a large amount in water bodies, then algae starts growing in water. Now algae is a plant. That algae also needs dissolved oxygen, that needs oxygen for its growth. That oxygen, it starts obtaining that oxygen from the dissolved oxygen of water. And if the dissolved oxygen of water goes on depleting, goes on decreasing, then finally it will lead to loss of aquatic life. So this is undesirable. Then chemical water quality parameters. Chemical water quality parameters which are determined by means of some chemical test. The first one is TDS, total dissolved solid. Total dissolved solid is the material remained in water after filtration of the suspended solids. Suspended solids are first of all removed by means of filtration. Then the solids remaining in water after filtration, they are known as total dissolved solids. They are basically minerals, metals and gases. They are dissolved minerals, dissolved gases and dissolved metals. So some of these metals may also be carcinogenic, they may be toxic, for example arsenic, lead. So they have to be removed. Now this TDS is expressed as milligram per liter. Next parameter is alkalinity. Alkalinity is the quantity of ions that will neutralize hydrogen ions. As we know that there are two types of materials, alkaline materials or acidic materials. If the pH in water is less than 7, then they are known as, that is acidic water. If the pH is more than 7, then that is basic or alkaline. So alkalinity can be also be defined as the quantity of ions in water that will neutralize hydrogen ions, because alkalinity is mostly due to hydroxide, carbonate and bicarbonate. So these ions, they neutralize hydrogen ions of the acid. Now there is a question, a 200 ml sample of water has an initial pH of 10. Initial pH is 10. 30 ml of 0.02 normal H2SO4 is required to treat the sample to pH 4.5. What is the total alkalinity of the water in milligram per liter of calcium carbonate? Initial pH is 10. How much acid is required? 30 ml. Now if we see the equation, 1 milligram of this acid will neutralize 1 milligram of alkalinity. 1 milligram of alkalinity will be neutralized by 1 milligram of acid, that is H2SO4. Therefore 30 milligram of alkalinity is present in water. If we are using 30 ml of acid, that means 30 milligram of alkalinity is present in water. So now this 30 milligram has to be converted into concentration. So 30 upon 200 ml, sample is 200 ml into 1000. So this is coming out, concentration of alkalinity is coming out to be 150 milligram per liter. Okay. There is one more example. Determine the species and their quantity in the above question if 8.3 equivalence point is reached at 11 ml of acid. That means pH was initially 10. Now pH is 8.3 and 11 ml of acid has been used. Now at this stage, what will be the ions present in water? Quantity of ions present in water. So initial pH is 10, pOH is 4. We know that Richter scale pH is pH plus pOH is equal to 14. Okay. So OH minus concentration is 10 to the power minus 4 mole per liter. Now if we multiply it with 50,000 milligram calcium carbonate, 50 is the atomic weight of calcium carbonate, molecular weight of calcium carbonate. So if we multiply it with this 50,000 milligram calcium carbonate, we will finally get 5 milligram per liter of calcium carbonate. Then 5 milligram per liter as calcium carbonate. This is the alkalinity which is present. Okay, this is the alkalinity which is present. That means 5 ml of acid is required to measure hydroxide in 1 liter sample. In 1 liter sample, how much acid will be required? 5 ml acid will be required. Now if the sample is only 200 ml, then 1 ml of acid will be required. So 1 ml of acid measures hydroxide. Hydroxide is removed by 1 ml of acid. Then 10 ml of acid measures 1/2 of the carbonate. 10 ml acid will remove the remaining half, and 10 more will be required to measure the remaining 1/2 of the carbonate, and then 9 ml will be left to measure bicarbonate. Therefore hydroxide concentration is 5 mg per liter. Carbonate ion concentration is 20 upon 200 into 1000. Okay. Similarly bicarbonate concentration is 9 mg upon 200 into 1000 ml. That will give 45. Next is hardness. Hardness is due to the presence of in water is due to the presence of carbonate and bicarbonate ions. These two ions create hardness in water, and hardness is undesirable everywhere because hard water cannot be used for washing clothes. If we wash our clothes by using hard water, then foam does not form. Foam which cleans the clothes, it is not formed, and scum is formed. Dust gets sticked on the clothes, so clothes are not washed properly. Then in boilers where water is heated, boilers are used in industries, there also a scaling is formed due to the presence of carbonate and bicarbonate. So this needs to be removed. A maximum of 500 mg per liter of hardness is recommended by Public Health Service. That means in 1 liter 500 mg of this carbonate and bicarbonate is maximum. This is maximum which should be present. Then fluoride. Fluoride is toxic to humans and other animals in large quantities. Fluoride is also undesirable, and if it is present in a quantity of around 1 mg per liter, if the concentration of fluoride in water is 1 mg per liter, then that may also cause dental problems, dental cavities in children, and excessive fluoride may cause discoloration of teeth. Many a times you may notice that children or even elders, they are having discolored teeth. Either it may be brownish or yellowish. That is discoloration is caused due to fluoride. Then the metals present in water. Metals may be toxic or they may not be toxic, but those metals have to be removed from water to make it potable, make it drinkable. That is done by atomic absorption spectrometry. Atomic absorption spectrometry is used for the measurement of metals. What amount of metals is present in water? Toxic metals, for example, arsenic, lead, mercury, chromium, silver, they have to be removed from water. Even iron and manganese present in large quantity, they may cause the water to be colored. Water turns out to be colored instead of colorless due to the presence of iron and manganese. Similarly, excessive sodium in water, that may cause the water to turn into bitter taste. Then organics, BOD or COD. What is this BOD or COD? BOD is biological oxygen demand. If biodegradable organics, that means those organic materials which degrade easily, which decompose easily with time, if those things are present, for example dead bodies of plants and animals, they are present in water, then they will be decomposed after some time by bacteria, by microbes. But for decomposing that material, microbes also need oxygen for survival. So microbes will get that oxygen for survival from the dissolved oxygen of water. Then more and more is the quantity of organic material present in water, more and more will be the microbes, and lesser will be the oxygen level of water, dissolved oxygen level of water. So this decrease in dissolved oxygen is measured. This tells what is the amount of biological organics or biodegradable organics, biodegradable materials present in water. Another one is chemical oxygen demand. It tells you the chemical elements present in water. For example, phosphorus, for example, nitrogen. See, nitrogen and phosphorus, these two elements, they are primary elements for plants. For plant growth, plants need two nutrients, nitrogen and phosphorus. So if they are present in large quantity in water, then algae, which is a microbial plant, it starts growing in water. Since it is a plant, algae needs oxygen for photosynthesis. So that oxygen it will get from the dissolved oxygen. So dissolved oxygen level starts decreasing due to the growth of algae. This decrease in dissolved oxygen level is measured. That gives COD, chemical oxygen demand. Now seventh one is nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus. Nitrogen and phosphorus, if present in large quantity, they will finally reduce the amount of dissolved oxygen in water. Okay. In addition to this, there are biological water quality parameters also. For example, if a large number of microbes are present in water, then they will cause diseases if that water is consumed by people. For example, if a pond is there or a river body is there or a water supply structure is there, there is some water supply source, and that water supply source is containing microbes. So if the villagers or the local people, they drink water from the water source, naturally they are going to get diseases. So that also has to be removed. So these microbes, they come under biological water quality parameters. Okay.